If you're a woman listening right now, I want you to feel this, not just in your ears, but in your chest, in your bones, in the deepest corners of your soul. Your love is not weak. Your emotions are not a curse. Your ability to care, to feel deeply, to break, and still choose to love again. That is not your flaw. That is your greatest power. But this world wasn't built to understand that. For centuries, men wrote the rules. They told women what to be, what not to feel, how loud they could cry, how small they had to shrink. And in the middle of this cold machinery came a voice, bold, brutal, and unforgettable. Arthur Schopenhauer. He said women cannot love the way men do. He said their love is selfish, conditional, that a woman can never truly surrender herself to love like a man can. Harsh? Yes. But is it completely false? That's where the story begins, because buried inside that painful philosophy is a mirror, not to shame you, but to wake you up, to help you reclaim the truth, that your love is not something to be tamed. It's something to be understood, not by men, not by society, but by you. That difference doesn't make your love weaker. It makes it wiser. And that wisdom has been misunderstood, minimized, and even criticized, not just by men, but by society, and sometimes by women themselves. But not anymore. Today, we break that silence. Today, we reclaim the truth. We're going to uncover 7 powerful psychological truths about how women love, and why that love isn't just different from how men love. It's deeper, it's stronger, and it's exactly what this world needs more of. Let's get started. Number 1. Women love with conditions, and that's healthy. Schopenhauer believed that women were incapable of loving unconditionally, the way men supposedly could. But let's set the record straight. Unconditional romantic love is not noble, it's dangerous. It says, "I'll love you no matter what you do." And that kind of love becomes a prison. Real love, mature, conscious, healthy love, has boundaries. It has expectations. And yes, it has conditions. A woman who knows her worth understands this. She knows that respect, honesty, consistency, and emotional safety are non-negotiable. She knows that love without loyalty is betrayal, that affection without presence is manipulation. She doesn't demand perfection, but she does require effort. She requires truth, because her heart is not a doormat, it's a home. And not everyone deserves a key. Schopenhauer misunderstood this as shallowness, but what he saw as limitation is actually emotional wisdom. A woman will give deeply. She will be patient. She will forgive. But she is not infinite. And when her boundaries are crossed repeatedly, when her energy is drained and her voice is silenced, she will walk away. Not because she doesn't love, but because she finally started loving herself more. That is not weakness. That is growth. That is evolution. Loving with conditions doesn't mean a woman is selfish. It means she understands that love should be mutual, that it should build, not break, that it should heal, not harm. And if a man cannot meet her standards, she won't lower them. She'll raise herself. So if you're a woman who expects more, who walks away when respect is gone, who protects her peace, you are not cold. You are not too much. You are awake. Your love is sacred. It is strong, and it deserves to be met, not begged, not earned, not tolerated, met. Number 2. Women love for security, not fantasy. Schopenhauer claimed that a woman's love was utilitarian, that she chooses not with her heart, but with her survival instincts. And while his words were sharp, there's a truth hidden within them that many fail to understand. A woman's love is not blind, It's not reckless. It is rooted in one of the deepest forces of nature: protection. Not just of herself, but of her future, her potential children, her peace of mind, and her emotional safety. Biologically and psychologically, women are wired to seek security. That doesn't mean they're weak. It means they're wise. A woman's instincts have been honed through generations of survival, caretaking, and intuition. She doesn't just look at how a man makes her feel in the moment. She looks at who he is when things fall apart. Does he show up when it matters? Does he offer peace or confusion? Is he a stable ground or emotional quicksand? When a woman chooses a man, she's not just picking a partner. She's selecting the energy that will either protect her life or disrupt it. Her love is not a random emotional storm. It's a deeply intuitive decision based on safety, consistency, and presence. She may feel attraction, but she doesn't fully give herself until she feels secure. This is why many women pull away from charming men who can't follow through. It's not that they're difficult, it's that their heart won't settle where it doesn't feel protected. Her love is not rooted in fantasy, it's rooted in what lasts. She doesn't want the storybook. She wants the reality. The man who shows up, the man who listens, the man who creates calm, not chaos. This kind of love isn't less romantic. It's more intelligent. It's not impulsive. It's conscious. And in a world full of noise, a woman who chooses with clarity is not cold. She's powerful. Number 3. Women bond through emotional presence, not possession. While many men are taught to chase a woman like she's a trophy, to win her, impress her, and then possess her, women don't bond that way. A woman doesn't fall in love because a man tried the hardest. She falls in love because he made her feel safe, feel seen, feel understood. Emotional presence is everything to her. It's not about what he says. It's about whether his energy matches his words, whether he's there, not just physically, but emotionally. Attention to a woman is not vanity. It's validation. It's reassurance that she matters, that she's not invisible. When a man is emotionally present, she softens, she blooms. But when he's distracted, dismissive, or distant, she begins to close. Her silence isn't always anger. It's protection. It's her nervous system saying, "I don't feel safe here." Schopenhauer failed to understand this. He saw women's emotional sensitivity as manipulation. But he was wrong. Emotional intelligence is not a weapon. It's a gift. A woman reads more in 5 seconds of silence than some men say in 5 paragraphs. She notices the pause before a sentence, the drop in tone, the delay in response. That's not drama. That's depth. Women are wired for connection, not conquest. They don't want to be owned. They want to be understood. And when a woman gives her heart, it's not because she's been conquered. It's because she's felt emotionally safe enough to open it. That trust is sacred. That bond is powerful. And it cannot be earned through pressure, games, or dominance. It's earned through presence, through consistency, through making her feel like she matters even in silence. A woman's love is not a prize to be won. It's a mirror. It reflects how you show up. And if you want her heart, don't try to possess it. Show her that you're safe enough for her to give it, freely, fully, and without fear. Number 4. A woman's love needs consistency, not chaos. Women are not addicted to drama. That's a tired, lazy stereotype. The truth is, they are drained by inconsistency, exhausted by emotional whiplash. A man who is sweet today and cold tomorrow doesn't spark intrigue. He sparks anxiety. A man who texts one week and disappears the next doesn't look mysterious. He looks unsafe. Because a woman's love is not fueled by games. It's built on trust. Her nervous system doesn't respond to chaos with affection. It responds with self-protection. And when she feels unsafe, she doesn't chase. She shuts down. A woman bonds with what feels stable, familiar, predictable, not boring, but reliable. If a man is consistent in his presence, calm in his energy, honest in his words, she relaxes, she opens, she blooms. But if he gives her highs and lows, hot and cold, love and distance, she begins to doubt everything. Not because she's weak, but because her body knows, her intuition knows. That kind of emotional instability feels like danger, not desire. This is why so many women struggle in modern dating. The culture glorifies detachment. Ghosting is normal. Playing hard to get is encouraged. But for a woman who is emotionally intelligent, this is not exciting. It's exhausting. She's not too sensitive. She's too aware. She doesn't want unpredictability. She wants peace. She wants to know that when she loves, the ground beneath her feet isn't going to crack. Schopenhauer saw women as needy, but he misunderstood what that neediness really is. It's not desperation, it's wisdom. A woman who expects consistency isn't clingy, she's clear. She knows her nervous system can't survive on emotional starvation. She knows she cannot build a life on uncertainty. And she refuses to pour her love into someone who treats her like an option. If you're a woman who needs stability, presence, and emotional reliability, don't apologize. You are not difficult. You are not dramatic. You are simply no longer willing to invest your heart in someone who cannot hold it. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's self-respect. And it's exactly what your love deserves. Number 5. Women's love deepens with trust, not performance. A woman doesn't fall in love with a man's resume. She doesn't give her heart to the flash, the charm, or the act. She falls for the feeling he creates when she's around him. That calm in her chest, that sense of emotional safety, that quiet knowing that she can exhale, let her guard down, and just be. When a man's words align with his actions, when he respects her space and honors her boundaries, when he listens not to fix but to understand, that's when she starts to trust. And where trust grows, love deepens. Too many men are taught to perform, to impress, to project confidence, wealth, dominance. But that kind of show fades fast. Women are not impressed by effort without depth. Presence will always matter more than performance, because women are not looking for someone who can play the part. They're looking for someone who can hold the moment, someone real, someone consistent, someone grounded. Schopenhauer thought women were shallow, that they only responded to surface-level traits. But what he missed entirely is that women don't fall for perfection. They fall for peace. Not the fantasy of a man who checks all the boxes, but the reality of a man who makes them feel safe in his energy. A man who shows up. A man who doesn't shift with the wind. A man who's emotionally available, not emotionally dramatic. Women know that performances fade, but trust builds. And once a woman feels that trust, once she knows you're not just saying the right things but living them, that's when her love expands. She gives more. She opens wider. She nurtures deeper. Not because he won her over, but because he made her feel safe enough to choose him freely. So if you're trying to win a woman's heart, don't put on a show. Don't posture. Don't pretend. Be present. Be honest. Be consistent. Let your character speak louder than your charm. Because the woman who truly sees you doesn't want the version you perform. She wants the man you really are. And if she can trust him, she'll love him beyond what words can explain. Number 6. A woman's love doesn't come from weakness. It comes from strength. For centuries, women have been told that their emotions make them fragile, that their sensitivity is a sign of weakness. Society often paints emotional expression as a flaw, something to hide or control. But here's a truth that shatters that old narrative. It takes immense courage to love after being hurt. It takes true bravery to trust again after betrayal. It takes unwavering strength to keep opening your heart when the world keeps telling you to build walls. Schopenhauer saw women as delicate, as easily broken vessels, but he didn't understand the fierce resilience that lies within a woman's heart. Women break, they cry, they feel the full weight of their pain, but they don't stay broken, they don't stay silent, they rise, they rebuild, they love again, sometimes even stronger than before. That kind of love is not a performance. It's not something shallow or fleeting. It's transformative. It's forged in the fires of heartbreak and hardship. It's a love that teaches, that grows, that evolves. A woman's love is a testament to her strength, a daily choice to keep giving, to keep believing, to keep healing. No man can fully understand this kind of love because it's not about conquest or control. It's about courage. It's about standing tall, even when the world expects her to fall. It's about the quiet power that says, I have been through the storm, and I still choose love. So, if you've ever been told you're too emotional or too sensitive, remember this. Your love is not a weakness. It's your greatest strength. It's the force that moves mountains. It's the fire that can rebuild lives. And that kind of power? It's unstoppable. Number 7. A woman's greatest love will always be the one she gives herself. For centuries, women have been told that love is something to earn, to chase, or to suffer for, that their worth depends on how much they give to others, especially men. But here's the undeniable truth. The deepest, most powerful love a woman can ever experience is the love she builds within herself. It's the love that rises when she stops chasing emotionally unavailable men, when she stops settling for crumbs and half-hearted gestures, when she stops believing the lies that say she's too much or not enough. That's when awakening happens. That's when a woman becomes magnetic. Not because she's chasing validation, but because she's found it inside. She becomes untouchable, not because she's closed off, but because she knows her worth. She no longer fears being alone, because she has learned how to be whole on her own. Schopenhauer said, women can't love like men. And maybe, in a way, he was right. Because women don't love like men. They love like women. They love deeply, emotionally, intuitively, intelligently. That kind of love isn't about possession or conquest. It's about connection, strength, and wisdom. And once that love is reclaimed and redirected inward, it becomes the most unstoppable force on earth. Because a woman who loves herself fully doesn't just survive, she thrives. She sets standards that no one can shake. She attracts love that mirrors her value. She moves through the world with a quiet power that no external validation can ever touch. So, if you want to love others well, start with yourself. Because the love you give yourself is the foundation for every other love you receive. And when that love is strong, nothing can break you. Nothing can stop you. You are your own greatest love story. If you're a woman listening to this, hear me clearly. Your love is not broken. Your emotions are not weaknesses. The way you care, feel, and connect is your greatest strength. For centuries, men have tried to define what a woman is and how she loves. Among them, Arthur Schopenhauer boldly claimed that women can't truly love like men. His words were harsh, but behind his cynicism lies a truth we must reclaim. Not to shame ourselves, but to rise, and understand our power. Women love differently. That difference doesn't make your love less. It makes it deeper, wiser, and more emotionally intelligent. Your love is not reckless or blind. It's conscious and rooted in survival, connection, and trust. Today, we're uncovering 7 powerful truths about why women love the way they do. Truths often misunderstood by men, society, and sometimes even by women themselves. You don't have to change how you love. You have to honor it. Because your love is not the problem. It's your power.